Hello, I'm back, everyone. By myself this time. Right now, we are going back 7 years. Well, we're already in 7 years ago, but we're going to try later. Now, yeah, we're having a break right now. It's very impressive, Mr. Wright. I have to say, I expected nothing less. Thank you. We've only just begun. I was hoping you could tell me a bit more about what happened, actually, because we're kind of in the dark, you know. I did not think you would believe me if I told you. Better that you discovered the truth for yourself. I was thinking of you, you know. I think we need less thinking, more talking. That night in the hospital, what really happened? Ah, the way your eyes gleam, Mr. Wright. You'll scare Trucy. Speaking of which, where is she? You have seen the problem yourself. The letter. The one shot to the forehead. One, right? Yes, and the reason he speaks of. I could not deny my mentor's wishes, even if it meant my own death. Wow, this is serious. Why not? This is something I will not say. For now, at least. What's this for now business? Well, he's gonna tell us later. We need to know now. I have done many things in my life, some well, some poorly. But this is a cross we must bear alone to our graves. You want to know what you wanted to know about the night of the incident? Finally, this guy sure likes to take his time getting to the important stuff. Of course, I had no intention of shooting my mentor. I snuck into his room that night at the appointed time, and found there upon his bedside table 2 pistols. 2? Yes, the one I had used on stage, and the one that had been used by my partner, Valant. Oh, for the Zack and Valant's quick draw thing? Mysterious music. My mentor had the look of one sleeping. I stood by his bedside, hearing only the light sound of his breathing. Then I took the pistol into my hand. I cannot deny that my resolve faltered then for a moment. You faltered? You mean you thought about shooting him? Recall there was a reason I could not refuse his request. His last such request, though not his first. So there were other requests you couldn't refuse before? To be honest, I've not always been steadfast, and I fear I brought pain upon Trucy. Must manage coercing his disciples somehow? Disciples, okay. Boyfriend told me it's disciples, I need to know how to read it. Just what was going on in Gramayre. Sounds terrible. Yes, in the end, I did not shoot him. Instead, I turned and shot the clown! I took the pistol I had fired and placed it in my pocket. In your pocket? I believe if you examine the bullet in the clown's head, you will find it to be different than the one in my mentor. What were those called? Rifling marks. Yes, well, that is all I have to tell you concerning the case. Concerning the case? There's other things you can tell us? You mean there's something else you can tell me? Yeah. Ha ha ha! You are a fascinating man, Mr. Wright. Thanks? Yeah, thanks. Yes, there is something. My mentor, his eyes opened. What? Valant Gramayre? The old devil, he was not asleep, you see. Of course, the gunshot would have woken him anyway. And there we had our last discussion as mentor and pupil. It was not a long discussion, maybe 5-10 minutes or so. That was the last discussion, it seems like. What did you talk about? Haha! Mr. Wright, did I not just tell you? It does not concern this case. Zack Gramayre, he seems pretty steadfast to me, or maybe just stubborn. And mysterious as well. Mr. Wright, your presence is requested in the courtroom. Once again, I am in your hands. Right, let's get back to in there. This case is very mysterious. Court is now back in session. During a recess, a bullet was found in and dug out from the clown's head. Well, this is news, and the rifling marks? There wasn't time to do a detailed analysis. So they did find a weapon type matches the murder weapon. But it's different, right? Well, that's not very conclusive, is it? Which is why I'm about to call my very decisive witness. Your decisive witness? How many times have I heard those words? Though they often turn out to be far less decisive than you think. Oh, don't worry on my account. I'm quite confident this witness will do the job. Really? After all, he is intimately acquainted with the players in our little production. This is not a play. Being the other half of True Gramayre's famous duo, Zack and Valant. Valant Gramayre. So we get to meet the great Magnifi's other disciple. He looks very different. Perhaps we'll start by asking your name and occupation. Valant Gramayre, magician. And you're the decisive witness, are you? You can prove your fellow student your partner's guilt? Fate, the grand illusion, filled with traps and tricks. He looks so much younger. But wait, the shooting took place in that hospital after 11 o'clock at night. If you're a witness, does that mean you were there that late? If one were to deduce this logically, the conclusion is yes. Okay, I always get the characters, don't I? Yep, everyone's a character. I have an interesting fact for you. You see, several days before the crime, my witness perceived this. That looks very familiar. Wait. That's the same letter Zack Gramayre received! Yes, or perhaps I should say, ta-da! Order! And what does this say? Sure, not the same thing. You should see for yourself. And everyone was talking really quickly. It's pretty much the same, except it says 11:20 p.m. instead. Why, it's practically the same. The court has substance into evidence. This is most unusual. Exactly what was going on with you folks? What exactly was your True Gramayre up to? By which you mean? I'm just having trouble envisioning a man who will ask the students to kill him. Both of them, no less. It's just my opinion there, Judge, but from these letters I say he was coercing them, not asking them. We walked the magician's path together, and in so doing, shared much of our lives. When people are so close, there is strain, a warping of relations, you might say. So they're not really family. It's just a name, Gramayre. Yet, this has nothing to do with the case at hand. Sure, I wish you mean you're not going to tell us. Which makes me wonder even more about this reason they couldn't refuse. There's so much we do not know about this case. Well, let's get on with this testimony for starters. The defendant, Zack Gramayre, stands accused. Tell us why. Oh, I'll do more than that. For where he walks, red roses rise, sing hymns to the miracle that is magic. Fascinating. Though I hardly need to remind you that the evidence could just as clearly point to you as the suspect. The letter, the murder weapon, and now the 2 bullets found at the scene. In fact, the only difference seems to be the designated time. Ha 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 ha! As our magician knows, timing is everything. Yes. And now it's time to get this party fired up. But this is not a party because not everyone's happy. That night, I visited the hospital room at the time Magnifi requested. The smell of gunpowder hung in the room, and my mentor had taken its final bow. I did not imagine my fellow student might have received the same instructions. Yet a deal with the dead is still a deal. A death-sweet kiss I gave to the clown. Then I informed the doctor and the police. So you were the one who reported the crime. Indeed, I would think this fact alone would clear my name of suspicion. Let's not jump into any conclusions. Yes, the cross-examination generally comes before the conclusions in this court. But if your testimony proves to be true, then the defendant, Zack Gramayre, is guilty. And if it wasn't Zack Gramayre, then the killer was you, Valant. And no disputing act will get you out of that. Really? The night of the crime. Cross-examination time. Then I visited the hospital this at 9. Okay. Let's press this because I want to know. Which, according to the letter, was 11:20 p.m. Indeed. And magic timing is everything. Right. You said that already. Consider the illusion of teleportation. If I were to appear on stage before my stunt double has left, how would that look? Time paradox? Why, it would reveal the very secrets of my magic! Now that you've revealed the very secrets of magic for all of us, let's move on. You went at the designated time, and what did you see? Okay, much I think it's fun about. I did not imagine my fellow student might have received the same instructions. Yet I feel with that is still the sweet kiss I gave to the clown. There were 2 bullet holes at the scene, one in the victim and one in the clown. You're saying that the one who shot the clown was you? No doubt. My partner Zach has said much the same thing. Yeah, because whoever didn't shoot the clown committed murder. I better dig around here a bit more and see what I turn up. Mr. Valant, let me ask about something concerning this crime scene, namely the bullet pistol, the number of pistols. Well, it's usually the third, the third option. Because remember what Zach said earlier? How many pistols were there when you entered the room? By which you mean what? Precisely. 2 pistols were used in the Zach and Valant quick draw shooting, correct? 1 for each of you. You are well informed, yet only one of my old friends sat in the hospital room that night. What did Zach tell me back in the lobby? Of course, I had no intention of shooting my mentor. I snuck into his room that night at the appointed time, and found that there upon his bedside table 2 pistols. I took the pistol I fired and placed it in my pocket. I see no problem with that statement. Only 1 pistol is visible in the photograph of the crime scene, after all. So you picked up that pistol and fired it? Indeed I did. I like a zam, I like a zing, I like a boom. Is the number of pistols really so important? Quite important indeed. The number of pistols is quite important, Your Honor. Very well. Please add this detail to your testimony. What can I do but obey? I think that's a reference to something. I don't quite remember. Only 1 pistol was in the costume that night, but I shot the clown. Is this the thing? I know this is it, right? Already presented that though. Let me just press this. Maybe. So you took the only pistol there and fired it? That's correct. And that pistol was this one, which was left at the crime scene. Good shot! I see you two are a magician of sorts. And you're an idiot of sorts. Yeah, do you have any idea what you just said? I see the fire in your eyes as you glare at the witness. So how about heating up this trial a bit? These slow ballads bored me. Because he likes rock. I've got a hunch, but maybe that's all it is. Maybe I should ask about something else. No need, no need. On second thought, let's run with this testimony for a while longer. Yeah, I think I should present the pistol. I think. Or maybe, where's the autopsy report? Is there an autopsy report? No, okay. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, this one. According to the defendant, Zach Gramayre, when he entered the room, there were 2 pistols on that table. 2? One of those pistols he's used to shot the clown in the forehead. Then he left with it in his pocket. Of course, this is what he would say. Unlike the hapless clown, he must assume our defendant has some brains in his head. Well, what about what Mr. Valant has told us? You see, there's something about his testimony that doesn't make sense. What might that be? I told you, I took the pistol that was there and shot the clown. That's your story, at least. But the rifling marks tell a very different story, Mr. Valant. Recall what Prosecutor Gabbard told us. We compare the bullet taken from the victim's skull with a bullet fired from this gun. The rifling marks on the bullets were a perfect match. Ah. Mr. Valant, if you fired this pistol, then you shot the victim in the forehead. Order, order, order!